Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, so as promised, I always told myself I was gonna A, get you guys more movie reviews this year, and I also said B, that I wanted to get a lot more independent cinema reviews to you, so in case you didn't know that a lot of these films exist, or you were just kind of curious but cautious but trust my opinion, I wanted to make sure to bring those into the forefront a little bit more for you guys. Because every now and then when I do like a top 10 movies at the end of the year, I'll have some indie films pop up and you'll go, whoa, I didn't even hear that. So, I'm trying to help you guys out now. So, yeah, let's kick off some indie cinema for the year. Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, I'm here today to review for you No Man's Land. So No Man's Land stars Jake Allen, Frank Grillo, and Jorge Jimenez. I'm hoping I pronounce your name right because you did really great in this film. And it's directed by Connor Allen. And Connor Allen is a fairly smaller director. He's done some indie dramas, and I noticed this sort of Western kind of theme he seems to like with a couple of his films. Now, this film is sort of like a Western, but it's in modern day, and it takes place along the Texas-Mexico border. And for those of you who don't know, there actually is a chunk of land that's divided along, I want to say, the Rio Grande River in Texas, that basically neither country's borderline is in this spot. So there's about a 2-mile stretch of land that technically nobody owns. In that area they call No Man's Land, hence the title. We have Frank Grillo, who is a rancher, and he's trying to protect his property because a lot of the coyotes and illegal immigrants are coming over the border, and his son is with him, and they're basically just trying to live their life. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have a family with Jorge Jimenez, and he's trying to get his family across the border so they can really start anew on their life. And I was really nervous going into this film, honestly, because it has the potential to be an incredibly politically bashing over your head film, depending on which director and writer's ideologies they want to convey. Actually, in my opinion, this film doesn't really get political, which was a breath of fresh air. It kind of takes an approach that I would say is like the TV show The Wire, where you see the perspectives of everybody, and you're like, there's not really a hero or a villain in this story. And that's an interesting perspective, because the trailer makes it look like there's this hero-villain dynamic, and I think the trailer didn't do it justice, because it's not really spoilers, but people are killed in this clashing of these two families, and it ultimately creates a path of vengeance and yet also a path of forgiveness and trying to understand. And it deals with PTSD. It deals with holding grudges, forgiving, opening up your life to different perspectives. It's a very, very deep film, and it's a simple movie, and it ultimately follows Jake Allen along his journey trying to ultimately seek forgiveness. What he does in the film is extremely traumatic, and it's not easy. And they really show you that with the damage, and it's a simple story. It's a very simple story. It doesn't have all these epic twists and turns or anything like that, but it's very compelling, and it gives a lot of heart. It was heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. Jorge Jimenez, also, holy crap, that dude is really good in this movie. He conveys such a damaged, broken man. Everyone plays damaged, broken people really well in this. And I have to say, he did an incredible job. He plays this dad that's just in pain, that feels lost in life. Like, he's lost everything, and he just wants nothing more than kind of almost resolution. And that is a deeply personal human story that I think everybody on this planet can relate to. This is one of the more relatable films I've seen in a while. It kind of reminded me of that movie back in the day called Mud. I'm not sure how, but it basically reminded me of Mud and The Wire. Take that as you will. It's not an action thriller or anything like that. It is a drama. It is a coming-of-age story in many respects, of a man really understanding what's his purpose in life. And you see heartbreak and trauma and forgiveness. It's got all of these very raw human elements, and it's a raw people story. So if you're looking for something like that, it's absolutely worth your time and money. I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. The cinematography is also excellent. They capture Mexico and Texas very well in terms of the southern Texas border, because it's essentially a desert, and in many areas it looks almost apocalyptic. It's not, but it does look that way in many regards. And then the cinematography transfers over to the beauty of some of these smaller communities in Mexico, where you're like, oh my god, the buildings are beautiful, they're different colors and all of this. It's truly a film that captures the beauty and scope of the region. All in all, guys, gals, and everything between, this is a simple story. It is a heartwarming story, and like I said, it is also a heartbreaking story, but it's all around a great people story, and it was really refreshing to watch a great people story. So I will say this film is absolutely big screen worthy. Alright, guys, gals, and everything in between, have you seen this film? Are you going to see it now? What are some of the indie films that you are excited about that maybe I haven't heard of? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I got plenty more videos coming to you. Hit that bell notification. It's what the hip kids are doing. Love you guys.